Are you listening?
Hey, welcome back to the Nerf Report. My name is Bryant, and first things first, welcome to my hotel room. I mean, you might recognize it from such films as Me and the Debbie Dallas, or my personal favorite, Part 2. I mean, I think it goes without saying, guys, don't touch anything. Now, you might be asking the question, why, oh why are you in a hotel room? And the reason is, we've tested Xbox Cloud Gaming at the studio pretty heavily. We've played it over Wi-Fi, on mobile devices, and we've even streamed it directly to our Xbox One. But the fact is, our studio is a very controlled environment. I want to know what happens when you stream Xbox Cloud Gaming in the real world. And for some of you longtime viewers out there, you might remember we did a similar test for Google Stadia, in which we rented out a hotel room and tried to see if we could get Google Stadia to run over hotel internet. And for today's show, we are going to do a similar test. Instead, the question's gonna be different. It'll be, can Xbox Cloud Gaming run on hotel internet? Yeah, I know, real original title. Now, that being said, we are going to try out a few different methods here. First of all, we are going to try to stream games to our cell phone over hotel Wi-Fi. Then we're going to move to streaming games to our PC, and finally, we will try to stream games directly to our Xbox Series X, essentially giving us phone, PC, and television for Xbox Cloud Gaming. Now, for those of you wondering, I did run a quick speed test upon arriving at this hotel, and to my surprise, this hotel has 143 megabit per second download speed and 129 megabit per second upload speed, which, bravo Marriott. I mean, just a few weeks ago, I was at a hotel that had 5 megabits per second. Now with all of this, I feel so fancy. Now, in order to access Xbox Cloud Gaming on mobile, Android users will have to download the Xbox Game Pass app through the Google Play Store, and iOS users will have to go to xbox.com/play through Safari. And just for transparency's sake here, I will be running this test on my Pixel 6 Pro, and once the app was installed, you simply open it up, sign into your account, and you'll have access to all of the games included with Xbox Cloud Gaming. And I do want to point out, we did try this out a few different ways. First, I synced my Xbox controller via Bluetooth to my phone and was able to have a really good experience that way. The second experiment was I hooked up my phone to the GameSir X2 controller. I was really pleasantly surprised on how well some of these games performed with that controller. I really look forward to testing this controller out more in the future. And finally, we used Xbox Cloud Gaming with their touch controls. And cool fact that I found out during filming this video, Xbox actually tweeted me that touch controls are customized specifically for each game. So unlike other cloud gaming platforms like Stadia, where you have the exact same touch control layout for every game, Xbox's touch controls are customized to each game individually to make sure you have the best gameplay experience, which is really cool, and major kudos to Xbox for doing that. So to answer the question, can Xbox Cloud Gaming work on hotel internet on mobile devices? It checks out. Now, moving on to PC, all we have to do to access Xbox Cloud Gaming is open up Chrome, go to xbox.com/play, where we will be prompted to sign into our account, and after that, we have access to any game that is included with the Xbox Game Pass. I simply plugged my Xbox controller into my laptop via the USB-C controller, and we were off to the races. And for the sake of this test, I tried out games like Forza Horizon 5, which ran well enough that I could enjoy the game, and you know, typically racing games aren't really my thing, but Forza 5 is a lot of fun and really gorgeous. Like, it has no right being that pretty of a game. Now, I also tried out one of my favorite games, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, and that game runs really well on Xbox Cloud Gaming to the point that I don't think I could tell you a difference between xCloud and it running natively on the console. So, can Xbox Cloud Gaming run on hotel internet with your PC? Well, the answer for that is yes. And that brings us to our final test, the Xbox Series X, which will be hooked up to the television in my room. And before we start, this was the first test where I started to run into some issues with Xbox Cloud Gaming. And you see, Xbox Cloud Gaming has zero issues streaming games directly to my Xbox Series X, and I was definitely able to play multiple games. But as far as the overall experience goes, when streaming games to the Xbox Series X, I did run into some pretty major screen tearing issues. When playing games like Halo Infinite, screen tearing would happen almost every time I respawned, but occasionally it would happen mid-combat. However, probably the worst offender with screen tearing has to be Shadow of War because it happened a lot while playing that game. And I don't really know what was causing the screen tearing issues. I mean, I did Google it and they said like an accelerated GPU mode could be causing it, but I wasn't finding a way to shut that off. So if you know a way to solve this, please let me know in the comment section down below. So can you play Xbox Cloud Gaming running on hotel internet while using your Xbox Series X? Well, the answer is kind of, as the games do work, but screen tearing is kind of a deal killer for me there. But in conclusion, I mean, I'm really impressed with the results from this experiment. Xbox Cloud Gaming is only going to get better, and with what I experienced today, we are definitely going to hit a future where traveling and gaming is going to look drastically different. And I'm interested to revisit this when Xbox comes out with their streaming stick. Like, I'm curious to see how that experience will differ between the Xbox Series X and their streaming stick. But what do you all think? Have you tried out Xbox Cloud Gaming in a hotel? Where do you think we should try out xCloud next? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hey, thanks again for checking out our channel. If you like what you saw and you want to see more content just like it, which who wouldn't, hit the subscribe button right there. And while you're down there, hit the like button. Maybe even consider becoming a Nerf Report best friend, just like the people listed down below did. In fact, don't you want to see your name there? I know I do.